Alrighty, we'll full screen this.
Gamescom is coming in hot this year. We have got an absolute metric ton of new stuff to look at. I'm super excited at some of these announcements. There were definitely a few I was not expecting. Let's get into them. Hi folks, it's Falcon. Join the 1% Club with the button below to get the unhinged stuff on the Falcon Show every weekend. Today on Game Ranks, 15 brand new
Hayden did.
Announced at
My God,
Gamescom.
we lost a lot of celebrities.
Starting off at number 15, it's Dust Origins. If this show is anything to go by, the isometric perspective is back in a big way. One of the standout trailers we got during opening night was for this new game from Airship Syndicate, the developers behind stuff like Battle Chasers, Night War, and Darksiders Genesis. And it looks like they're taking their signature style to a less fantastical setting.
I think that's that Warhammer
like
game.
For the Wicked, but on a spaceship and with twin stick shooting. On a visual level, it looks excellent, and it's good to hear this is designed to be a single-player experience first and foremost, so it's not meant to be some tedious grind designed to waste your time. The trailer
looks
makes
cool.
this one look really fun, and the only concern I have is that the trailer's designed to promote the game's Kickstarter. No actual mention of the
so no, it's not a Warhammer
trailer. I'm not sure if Gamescom doesn't want you to promote Kickstarters or what, but if they were worried that people would think that a Kickstarter logo would be a red flag for people in the trailer, well, it is. Hopefully the crowdfunding campaign goes well for them, but seeking investment like this tells me we're probably not going to see more about this game for a couple years. It does look pretty cool, but that makes it pretty hard to get too invested in.
Yeah, that looks, I mean, it looks neat. That looks fun as shit, though.
Second.
I love games
And
like
number
that.
14 is Exterminats. This new co-op shooter from Behavior Interactive looks like a pretty blatant mix of Helldivers 2 and Deep Rock Galactic. From what appears in the trailer, you get sent on missions to repair and defend various pieces of infrastructure against an alien threat. The press release mentions that you have your main objectives as well as side objectives that you can use to collect extra cash, so earning extra money is a central part of the gameplay loop. You go on missions, you get paid to use your earnings and upgrade your stuff. The gameplay doesn't look like anything especially groundbreaking, but the potential for a good time is absolutely there. More games
It does
need to
look
borrow
fun,
from
though.
Helldivers 2's formula.
That looks
because
real
there's nothing
good.
else out there that quite scratches the same itch as that game. Maybe this one will. I mean, it's not meant to be too far off, but the devs seem confident that this game will launch 2027. And number 13 is 1001 Threads of Mizan. The small group co-op was another recurring theme at Gamescom. This game also
that animation
has
looked good. Was that
co-op, but unlike the previous game, this does seem to have at
Is
least
that
one
real time or
unique gameplay
CGI?
gimmick, which is flying around on magic carpets. It's an Arabian Nights themed co-op action game. The trailer was pure CGI, but I think the concept at least is
so
pretty
it
intriguing.
was
and it's not like
pre-rendered.
they have nothing to show for themselves. Apparently a pre-alpha demo is premiering on the show floor, so guests will have a better idea of what this thing is all about. And number 12 is Humankind 2, the critically acclaimed strategy game. Humankind is getting a sequel for the PC. It's something I wasn't sure we were going to get either. The first game was highly regarded by its fans, but overshadowed by the most recent Civilization game, so it's good to see the devs getting another crack at success here, especially after how badly Civ botched it with
Got
game
some
number
Vikings,
7. It
yeah.
sounds like the two
Skull
biggest things
Brothers.
they're adding here are expanding the cultural progression to make
Got
it
the
more
Mayans.
thematic and interesting, and adding a
Chinese.
whole climate mechanic to the game, which is a pretty cool idea. I don't know if I
looks like we got a looks like a London or England.
Like, climate change has dictated the entire course of civilizations before. Something as simple as a drought can bring
looks like World War
empires
II.
down. It did many times
With
in
a nuclear
ancient
missile?
times. So I think that's kind of an interesting, and
Modern,
potentially
probably
game-changing
futuristic.
idea to introduce. And I like their idea that the strategic map literally changes across the ages rather than just being a static thing forever, like how a lot of these games work.
So
It's
it's a real-time
absolutely one
strategy.
to look out for if you burned out on Civ. I guess it's launching sometime 2027 as well. And number 11 is Murals, another isometric game. I told you there was going to be a lot of isometric games. The gimmick here, aside from the visuals, is that you're traveling through fairy tale worlds and fictional worlds, and they're twisted around and changed. Not Alice Madness Returns. It's not an Alice situation. These aren't twisted fairy tales. They're a little screwy, a little out of whack. It's your job to set things right.
I like
by
the
beating
art
snot
style.
out of anything that moves. When you're
The art
jumping
style's
through
neat
fairy
with the cell
tales
shading.
and fighting something called the
The
Distorted,
cartoonish
I
look.
feel like it's some mad developer's take on Kingdom Hearts. Hack and slash action looks pretty solid here. I love the art and animation style. It's got kind of a Rayman meets Little Big
Read my
Adventure
mind.
vibe to it. Might be a cool game. This one's coming in 2027 as well. And number 10 is Age Twisters, coming from Krafton, a Korean-made take on It Takes Two. Looks like it could be a fun enough time. The trailer does immediately slap you with a bit of disappointment by bizarrely transforming the charming-looking ugly old guy into a weird baby thing. There is actually a reason for it. The gimmick here is that you can change your age freely in order to solve puzzles, which is actually an interesting idea. This is one of those 100% co-op games that you cannot play without someone else to tag along, but they're smart about it, so you only need to buy one game to be able to play it with your friend. The visuals are a little odd, but the co-op
cool.
action looks varied and entertaining. I hope it pans out because I do like games like this, especially ones that promote local co-op. And number 9 is El to Defy All Gods. We're going old school with this game. It looks like it came right out of the Xbox 360 era, and I'm absolutely for that.
Oh,
the
hell
guys
yeah.
at Dreamscape are
Xbox 360 was like the last era of like the great games.
Action-heavy,
Constant great games on one
game
console.
that also has a heavy platform element to it. The gameplay doesn't look like they're trying to innovate a lot, more like they're trying to bring back a style of game that's been out of vogue for a while, and honestly looks like it could be a fun one. I like your weird-looking dude. The sci-fi fantasy world, super intriguing. Looks like a fun place to explore. The combat looks pretty fun too. And that's the part of the game that's the biggest open question. The game looks like a lot for a relatively small indie team to pull off, but I'm hoping for the best here.
Let's see, what are we going to get?
Notice Fall.
Excellent raid, gentlemen. Excellent raid.
Never seen that before. Not to take anything away. It looks
Notice
like
Fall.
maybe a dozen other games that have been announced in the last few years. But
Okay, that's in-game. That's in-game
The
graphics.
publisher behind Genshin.
Alrighty, see you later, Dragon.
This studio sticks closely to its anime-inspired house style, so for them, this is really different. And to give the game some credit, they're apparently going to include some mythological creatures from various other cultures.
Man,
The
that's not
focus here is hunting
CGI. That's real
monsters,
time.
and there's gonna be some
That looks
kind of
good,
journey
too.
with new regions to unlock as you
Nine-tailed
progress.
fox.
The focus seems to be on co-op combat.
Dragons?
Seems like it could be a good time. No platforms or a release date so far. Hard to say exactly when this game will come out, but knowing the developer, it'll probably be another free-to-play game. So, I mean, bonus, you don't have to pay for it, but
That actually
you
looked
know what
really
that
good.
means as well. Granted, Genshin Impact is far from the worst offender with that stuff. Not the best, but no.
Oh, wait a minute.
free-to-play
So is it
game
gonna be like a
ever
gotcha?
the best in terms of monetization.
So-
And number 7 is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Tactics. Finally, Ubisoft doing something with that Rainbow Six license. Something that makes sense. It's kind of shocking. It's been a long time coming. Such an obvious idea. Don't know why they haven't done it already, but it's finally happening. They're turning Rainbow Six into an XCOM-like, and I'm 100% on freaking board for
Okay,
that.
'cause
It's
I don't
pretty
care
blatant
for
about
Rainbow
its
Six
inspirations.
Siege.
Your Team of 4 got a
But
base
I would
layer,
play
spend
this.
resource to upgrade.
If it's like
XCOM,
SOCOM,
but
like,
with a
not
focus on
SOCOM.
environmental destruction and synchronized breaching actions. And
If
it
it's
looks
for
pretty
XCOM,
stellar. I gotta be serious about it.
I'd
If
play
they
that
actually
like
get the
that.
tactical balance right, this could be a game to watch out for. With no quote-unquote real new XCOM in sight, this might be the next best thing. And number 6 is Tare the Unbound. This Diablo-inspired action RPG is another isometric game on the list, and it's looking pretty interesting.
Oh?
Despite, again, Eastern mythology looter game, very little mention is made of collecting loot. The focus seems to be on the challenge in combat, in fact. You have 6 different characters to choose from, all with
Okay.
unique abilities. The press release
So
mentions
Diablo-like?
gear as part of character building, but it doesn't emphasize
All
it. So
right.
the focus here from the devs is on the relentless action and hard-hitting combat. I like that. The hordes of enemies you fight definitely give this game a Diablo-like Path of Exile sort of feeling to it, and the genre having
Oh,
Eastern
God, it
dark
looks
fantasy
good.
is actually kind of fresh here, so I'm interested in seeing more.
That looks real good.
And number 5 is PUBGDead.net. Looks like PUBG Studios is going for that lucrative Radical Heights market with the new multiplayer FPS, which is really laying on the 90s nostalgia. The presentation, of course, then is going to be take it or leave it. But the actual gameplay concept sounds pretty interesting.
Oh, shit.
It's both a multiplayer shooter featuring roguelike progression elements. You unlock abilities that can do some weird stuff, like heal yourself by feasting on corpses of the dead, or just straight up playing possum and getting a jump on people. How this actually works is a mystery, but the game's press release puts heavy emphasis on progression and evolving your build. Not really sure exactly what this game is. I kind of like it when that's the case, too.
The
It's
fuck?
one of those situations with more...
Hold up. Y'all see that? PUBG DED.exe?
a jump on
Watch
people.
this.
How this actually works is a mystery.
Here in a
Game's
second,
press
watch
release
this.
puts heavy emphasis on progression.
I went back a little too far. Sorry, guys. But after this, watch.
What this game is. I kind of like it.
Well,
when
what is
that's the
that?
case, too. It's one of those situations where the more I
They
find
were
out
sliding
about
down
it,
on
the
their
more
chests and
interested I am.
stomachs.
And I got to be serious. I like the mystery. We don't get enough games that you're
Damn.
kind of like, huh, I am not sure what that is, but I'm interested.
All right, I'm
number
sold.
4 is Afterworld. Fallout mods for Paradox games are extremely popular, so it only makes sense for them to make their own. It's the first
Afterworld, huh?
non-historical Paradox grand
Was it
strategy
Mad
game in a
Mad
long
Max?
time, and it looks pretty fascinating. The Fallout inspirations, of course, pretty obvious. The game is establishing a new
Fallout.
civilization in the wasteland of a
That shit
bomb-threatened
was Mad
America,
Max
and your growing
with the
clan
vehicles.
first has to deal with the basics of survival before growing into a full-on empire. You literally start off as shelter folk, aka vault dwellers. The game is not being subtle about this, but I'm fine with that because it's an amazing idea for a grand strategy game, and it's good to see an official version with Afterworld. And number
Okay.
3 is Lego Skylines. This one's been rumored for a
Ooh.
while, but it's finally announced. It's pretty charming looking. It's developed by Ice Flake Studios, the guys who took over the reins of City Skylines 2, which is finally starting to get into
I like
decent
Legos.
shape. So I'm hopeful this will actually be a solid and accessible city builder. Just look
Oh,
at this
that
builder.
looks cool.
It's incredibly charming. You gotta love this.
I'm playing
And
it.
if you've ever
I'm
played
buying
with
that. I'm
Legos,
buying that.
How could you
A
not?
Lego
There's
city
a
builder?
heavy emphasis on customization here, which is really good. But the press release
That's
doesn't
getting
really
bought.
mention how the game will actually play. The focus seems to be on making the game fun. But I hope that means Lego Skylines is going to be in a more accessible city builder, more close to like the old SimCity games and the micromanagement heavy Skyline series.
Dude,
I don't
that'd be
want a
so
Lego
cool.
traffic
That's like,
simulator,
give
but
me
I
my-
do want this game.
Take my money.
And number 2 is the Heroes of Might and Magic 3 remake, the most beloved entry in the long-running
Ooh, Heroes of Might and
series.
Magic was fun. I own a couple of those.
Ubisoft is finally doing right by PC players, and it's a great thing to see.
Been waiting
Maybe
on
the
a new one for a
success
while.
of Olden Era finally made them realize they had a good thing on their hands. It
Heroes
looks
of
like
Might and
classic
Magic's
Heroes
fun
gameplay,
games.
but with some stunning new visuals. They did a good job adapting the traditional maps into 3D without looking overly busy or confusing. All the new unit models look really accurate.
Gamer
to
Ranks
the
has like
looks.
the
I'm
best
not
videos when it
sure
comes to
how much
reviews.
is
I really
actually
enjoy
gonna
watching
change
them.
here, but it looks like they're remastering the campaigns.
You know, you
to
got-
make
you gotta
it
love
cinematic,
Falcon.
and hopefully they take this remake as an opportunity to fix
Been
some
watching
of the
these guys
damage
for
issues with
years.
the original. No matter what they do, it's good to see Heroes back in the limelight.
God, it looks
And
good.
finally, at number 1, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Remastered and the expansion Songs of the Past. Didn't really expect the remastered part of it. Witcher 3 is getting a free update September 29th in preparation for Songs of the Past, which is launching sometime next year. We already knew the
Oh.
DLC, but remastered? This version will include the usual graphics enhancements and performance upgrades you'd expect, but they're adding a lot of little changes all over the place, from updating the handling of mounts.
Oh, they're
to
upgrading The Witcher
monster
3?
behavior, to updating
Oh,
the
that's
skill
gonna have to
tree,
get
adding
replayed.
new finisher animations, among
And it's
other
a
things.
free
Kinda
upgrade.
Sounds like a 2.0 update, just 10 years later, and maybe not as necessary, but quite welcome. Obviously, the big DLC expansion is being teased. We didn't really see a lot
Oh,
of it, but we
yeah.
know it'll take place in Letten, and as you'd expect, there's a dark secret long buried involved here. Usual.
We love our
stuff. Can't wait to
Geralt
find
of
out more.
Rivia.
I do have some bonus games for you. First, Gravhounds, a 4-player co-op shooter about dogs in space. Bizarre concept, looks weird as a game. There's building and survival elements involved. Not sure to make of it, but there's definitely potential. Love Song, a very weird, minimalist exploration puzzle game revealed at Gamescom. Normally the sort of game that get dropped on Steam without a lot of fanfare. This one looks like it
Nah.
might be a standout puzzler based on the trailer. The
Nah.
focus here is on exploration and secrets. With
Yeah, that don't look like it's for me.
exploration
It
of
looks
a
too
massive
slow.
landscape. Progression based on what you learn, which sounds like Outer Worlds or maybe Tunic, which immediately makes me interested. This one could be very good. No Law, which was already announced, but we really got a good look of here. And man, this looks impressive.
Oh,
It actually
oh, I
used
heard
to be
about
big
this.
cyberpunk-looking immersive sim. They use the word cyber grunge, which I have never heard before, but I just immediately think of Adam Sandler as Opera Man doing Pearl Jam.
Basically,
but,
if Cyberpunk was to be made in the
Yes.
Unreal
I don't
Engine.
know, this will probably hold you over till Cyberpunk 2, but like way more of an immersive sim-looking game with some pretty awesome action as well.
Animation
I'm
looks good.
Potentially more excited about this than Cyberpunk 2, depending on what Cyberpunk 2 actually is.
Man, that looks
Next one is
fun,
Game
though.
of Thrones War for Westeros.
Oh!
We already knew about it, but we actually got some gameplay.
Jaime
and
Lannister?
It actually looks intriguing. The vibe I'm getting here is that it's heavily inspired by Battle for Middle-earth 2, with its RTS war game hybrid gameplay. Looks like you can play as different heroes and play a strategic war game on the battle map. Should be fun, but one of the more interesting reveals came at the end where the Night's King appeared and sat on the Iron Throne, which implies that we might actually be able to play as that faction. Don't get a lot of great RTS.
Oh, that's
so I'm
cool.
excited about this one. And finally, a very brief, very janky look at Warlock Dungeons and Dragons. Not much was shown other than some combat. Looks like there's some potential here with the way you mix melee and magic with some novel.
Okay, I got a feeling you're going to be able to
This could be
customize
the
the
D&D
character.
Witcher game we've always wanted. I mean, we don't know. We can dream, right? That's all I've got for you. This was a crazy Gamescom. What do you think?
All
Leave us a
right.
comment. Let us know. If you like
That's
this
pretty
video,
good. Hey, I tell you what, if you guys haven't seen them, go check them out. I'm going to post this up on YouTube as a reaction. I'll put the link to it down in the description if you guys want to watch it and check them out.